Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I know it's been a long time since I've done a YouTube video. A lot of you have been messaging me saying, you want me to do YouTube videos again and bring them back. So I thought I'd start off this week because I've had a bit of free time. Let's just jump straight into it. I've had a lot of messages, obviously, about my gold short and why I entered the trade, why I'm still holding the trade. So I'll just kind of go over a quick breakdown. I like to keep these straight to the point. So let's get into it. So I was looking at gold, and you can see we've had a strong run up. We've been, kind of consolidating since we reached and made these sort of highs here in April. We've been struggling. So my first sort of thought was we've had a rejection here, another rejection, and then obviously prices coming up. So my main focus was just on these three candles here, where I like to create my range. So when we go down into the daily, most of my sales started in and around here, and then we started to work lower. So I just held it. So my first position I was looking at, I was only looking to hold it till around 24.20, but price started to continue to run and run and run. So I kind of just held on to it. But this is essentially what I was looking for. We had price take out a high, pretty simple. We broke a structure low. Once we have that strong close like this, in my opinion, after these candles, I always anticipate a sort of pullback. So my overall viewpoint for gold was like this. So this is the sort of fib that I use. So I always look for sells around 88 to 67.3 or above, essentially above the 50. So once I started seeing, a lot of rejection wicks, I zoomed in and I got an entry in and around here. I got around two entries here, and then I just kind of rode the move down. I took a lot of profit around here, and I've still got a small position open as price melted down here, and I probably will still look for another short on this again. But I'll scale in and just show you where I kind of got the bulk of my entries. So you may have seen them on social media. So again, my kind of thought process was we had this gap here. So when price ran into here, my entry was like this. Well, initially it was like this. So I entered here, came down here, I took profits, then it came back up, broke me even, and I jumped straight back in. I had an entry around here and around here, and then literally I just didn't do any break even until we broke through this low. As soon as we broke through this low, price just started to run and run and run. But it's essentially, I just keep my trading pretty simple, like to kind of just show you a diagram of how I sort of trade. We just obviously always have our ideas of high and low. So when I see price making its way up, once I see that run, I just look for the significant low before it. I don't really look for anything. Once price breaks underneath this, there's usually a gap or there's usually a nice little shift in structure. And then I just apply my fib, and then more correlation, the more confluences. So if it kind of correlates with the support, that will turn into resistance. Obviously, this level here, if that aligns with my fib levels, for example, like this, I'd be looking for shorts in and around this area. The higher it goes, just the better my risk and reward. And then I just enter stop losses and I just wait for it to hit the bottom of the range, which in this case was down here. I was looking. And then yeah, that's all I do. You guys know my approach for years. I just keep it pretty simple. I don't really complicate the markets. I just practically just trade market structure. And yeah, that was my gold trade. But to look at it from a proper top down, let me go into that weekly. So the way I look at it, the weekly is we've got this high here, and you might as well pretty much say we've got this low here. So overall, we're range bound since we've made these highs. So when we come down, price just moves from range to range. So ideally, I do want to see price come down a bit lower. So what would I be looking at this week? Me personally, I'm looking for shorts again on the 4 hour. I'm basically looking at this for price to go short again. So right now, my sell positions that are around here, my stop is currently here. So I've locked in all of that. Like I said, I shaved out a bulk around here, but my stops are around here now. So I'm looking for price to make its way up. Once I get that break of structure, I'll be looking for price to come down and potentially complete this monthly range that we're in at the moment. There's no real risk associated with this trade now because of the profit that's been made, and also because from here to here, my stops are in profit now. But this is basically the sort of viewpoint that I'm looking at for gold. Ideal areas, I'd like to see price come in here around that 67. That's ideally where I'd want price to come in. So the way I kind of look at the market is we make a high, same thought process for me all the time. I want to see price kind of go above, and then once we get that break of here, I look for price to come back in, and then I'm looking for target 1, target 2, target 3. So that's essentially what I'm looking at for gold. Trading is very simple. As long as you have clear invalidation. So even when you look at this pattern here, this is literally all I'm looking for here. Price is fractal. So as long as your stops are at invalidation, I'm happy to leave the trades to run. So that's how I trade. I think it's easier to hold a bias when you have clear invalidation. So this price pattern, for me, it can happen at the 50, it can happen at 60, it can happen at the 70, it can happen at the 80. It can even happen at the 1. Sometimes you do get situations where we might go all the way up here and then we get that breakdown. So that's where risk and reward comes into it, and you've got to be able to take losses. So I might take -1, -1, -1, -1, and then catch this one. And this is now, 5, 6, 7, 10, 11, 12R. You won't really care about all the -1s. So it's all about invalidation. It's all about structure. And me, obviously, coming from a swing trading background, I place a lot of emphasis on higher time frame. But I see a lot of charts these days. They're very complicated. There's a million lines. Just start from the top down and just look at prices ranges. Price is just moving from one range to another. So right now, the range that I'm looking at gold for is this range here. So I just keep it very simple. We haven't, same way we came back into the range and touched this level. So down is the same way I'd ideally want to see price go underneath this level and then come back. And then I'd say, okay, fair enough. We might just have a deviation here, have a deviation here, and then we stay ranging. But that's what it looks like for me right now, even from sort of basic support and resistance. You've got a level here that was resistance, support, 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 broke through. So I just try to find confluences for an area and align that area with my fib. So you can see the 50% practically lines up here. But knowing gold will probably get a little bit of a push higher. And then I'm hoping we get that breakdown. So that's what I'm starting to look for. But next week, hopefully I can get some gold shorts on the cards. We might even see a little bit of support in here. So we might even see this area start to give me the rejection, but I'm looking for lower gold prices going into next week. Ideally, that would be what I want to see. This leg here, let's see how high that would take us. So this leg would take us just above that 50. So I'm watching, but ideally I'd want to just see the same sort of price play out again on gold. That's my idea for the week ahead. Pretty simple as usual. Again, guys, I'm just covering gold because I've had a lot of messages about the gold trade and how long I've been holding it. But I'm thinking about doing a video every Sunday. I might go back to what I used to do where I upgrade or give an update of the market for the week ahead and just kind of let you guys know my thoughts. Let me know in the comments if that's something you want, or even let me know in the messages and stuff like that, because I've got a lot more free time now, so I wouldn't mind bringing back the weekly videos on a Sunday. I think would be better. But yeah, that was my breakdown for gold. Again, hopefully I can get some shorts again this week. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.